It won't last. Look.
That's because I already did my 10,000 steps today.
Told you so.
Screw you, son. I'm going home.
And although my mind tells me that she's a messy, tacky bitch.
Today's segment is pretty much talking about pick a struggle.
You'll pick a struggle.
You have to pick a struggle.
Gotta pick a struggle, bruh.
You need to pick the goddamn struggle.
You have 3. Then that's it. It is over for you. You have to pick a struggle.
All right, there we go. It's working. It's working. Welcome to Pick a Struggle. I'm over here by myself. I'm solo dolo today. Kenya says she might not be able to make it, so we'll see. But I hope y'all are having a happy Easter. Hope the food is good. Didn't nobody fuck up the macaroni and cheese. Nobody oversalted the ham. You know, somebody didn't use old eggs. Okay? I hope everything's all right with y'all. Everything's all right over here. But LaPree says she might not be able to make it, so I got to sit here and do this by myself. I haven't done a show in a while by myself. So hopefully I will be all right. And then we were going to talk about, we had a specific topic we were going to talk about, but since she ain't here, hell, I don't even know what the hell I'm going to talk about. I might get into some drama, some family drama. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Ain't got nothing else to talk about. But did y'all go to church? I went to Bedside Baptist today. And I just listened to the choir and then I left. Before they started passing the collection plate, I left. But everything was all right at the Bedside Baptist. So I hope everything was all right with y'all. So for those who don't know, Facebook, we do we also do shows. We also do the show on Station Head. Now, Station Head, I really like it. Because it's one of those, because like, you know, with YouTube, you got to keep your phone up or keep your phone on and, you know, and watch it. Make sure you ain't pushing no buttons and skip over to the next video. But Station Head is kind of like Anchor. Excuse me, for those who don't know, we're also on Anchor. We're on a whole bunch of platforms. But with Station Head, it's live and, you know, you can play music, you know, connect your Spotify and all of that, which I don't do that. I just go to YouTube and play a video or whatever. And, you know, it's like live radio. And it's really nice. It's really cool. I only follow one person, but there's a whole bunch of people that's on there. But I only follow Mob Radio, Malago Grams. That's the only person I follow on Station Head and I listen to. But if you guys on Facebook, if you don't like to listen to the show on Facebook, you know, you trying to do stuff around the house, whatever, you can go to Station Head and you go to Station Head. I'm going to put it right here. You can go to Station Head, download the app or whatever, and just type in Pick a Struggle, and it's one word. I guess I just do this right here. Because I've been trying to figure out a link to it, but I ain't. But yeah, just go on Station Head and just type in Pick a Struggle. We the only show that's named that. We the only ones that's over there, so it ain't hard. And this is going to be all one word. Pick a Struggle. And you can find us on Station Head, and you can just click in on it and, you know, put your phone down or whatever, or listen to it in your car or whatever. Anywho, let's get into something really messy. I did something really bad. Not really bad. It ain't bad in my opinion, but I can see where somebody can be perturbed, okay? So, I have this cousin, okay? She had posted, let me see, oh no, I don't have it. Hold on. Hold on. So, my cousin had posted something. She said, she shared a post that said, I don't post my blessings. I don't post my cars, my houses, or jobs on social media. I enjoy my blessings in peace. And when I saw that, I said, girl, maybe because you don't share because you ain't got any of those damn things. Shall I tell me why she blocked me? She blocked the hell out of me. I was like, okay, girl. I mean, I see you damn near every day, so I don't know why. I don't know why you blocked me. But it's cool, though. She's still my favorite cousin. I still love her to death. But it was just weird, though. Like, and then it leads me to this next conversation. Do y'all do y'all correct other people's kids? Like when you see someone else's child acting up and the parent won't say something, do you say something? Because I ain't got no kids, but that doesn't stop me from telling other folks' kids what to do. And so I had asked a friend of mine, my friend RT, because I was telling him about this whole situation or whatever. And let me scroll through the conversation on my text messages because the shit was hilarious to me. So oh gosh. So we was talking about Easter Sunday. We was talking about how it was supposed to rain today. And I was like, yeah, man, fuck them kids and them Easter hunts and their Easter baskets. I hope it does rain all day. Absolutely, it ain't raining. So God just ignoring me today. You know, it's all about him or whatever. Anywho, so my friend RT was like, well, I can't wait to have kids. And I said, yeah, I can't wait to have kids because, you know, I can tolerate my own kids. I just can't tolerate other folks' kids, especially when they bad. And so I said, there was this one time at band camp, there was one time where I tried to correct someone else's kid about using the restroom. It's a boy, and he will use the restroom and not flush the toilet, and he will not flush the toilet, and he won't put the toilet seat down. And so when I went into the restroom after him, I'm seeing piss in the toilet, and the toilet seat was up. And mind you, we in a house full of other women, okay? And I was raised in a house full of women, so my daddy always told me, you put the toilet seat down, well, of course, flush the toilet. I mean, that's a no-brainer. You know, you flush the toilet, and then you put the toilet seat down. And so when I went to the restroom and saw the toilet in a disarray, I went outside and I said, little boy, let me tell you something. Let me learn you something right quick. You live in a house full of women. So first of all, you supposed to flush the toilet, okay? Flush the toilet, and because you live in a house full of women, you need to put the toilet seat down. And then, of course, that wasn't the end of the conversation. Of course, I had to say something slick, okay? Because that's just me. And I said, your mama should have told you that. Because the daddy ain't living with them, or, you know, he ain't, or whatever. Doesn't matter where he's at or whatever. So I was like, yeah, your mama should have told you this. Your mama should have told you, you flush the toilet and you put the toilet seat down. Or the toilet seat and the toilet lid. Don't leave your toilet lid up either. Here go to mama. Don't you talk to my son like that. Don't you say this to him. And I just left it at that because I wasn't finna get into no whole kerfuffle about some shit that I know I was right about. Zip. And so I'm telling RT this, and he says, it's technically not your place to correct someone else's child. He says some people allow it and some people don't. And I can't get mad at that. I think that's complete bullshit. Because, I don't know. Okay, to me, when it comes to correcting a child, or like just giving them like just some basic fucking advice, I mean, it should come for anybody. I mean, whatever happened to the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. Okay? So if this child is doing something incorrectly and no one else is going to correct them on it, I mean, somebody got to be obligated to say something. If you see something, say something. And then parents, let me tell y'all something, parents. You cannot get upset when someone corrects your child. One, it is the approach, because that RT did go into that. He was like, well, how did you talk to the child? I said, I'm not a savage. It ain't like I was yelling at him. I'm talking to him the same way I'm talking to y'all. Okay, it's the same tone. Little boy, I'm gonna need you to do this. Or this is what you're supposed to do. And the parents still got offended. And I'm just like, well, if you're not gonna say something, somebody has to. I was brought up a certain way where any adult can tell you what to do. That's the way I was brought up. I don't know about y'all, but that's the way I was brought up. Any adult can correct you on your behavior. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, shucky ducky. That's nothing that's been going on. I think my allergies are fucked up, child. Anyway, that's the way I was brought up. Any adult can correct you if you're doing something wrong. Now, there has been times where if I was doing something wrong, the adult that saw me doing the wrong thing, they wouldn't correct me or wouldn't tell me. They'll just tell my daddy and be like, I'm going to need you to handle this because this is wrong. Perfect example. Let me tell y'all. Oh, I got two good examples. So there was this one time where me, my cousin, and my brother, we hanging out outside, and one of our neighbors in the apartment complex had motorcycles. And so my cousin and my brother got on a motorcycle. We were kids. We were like in elementary. They got on a motorcycle. My cousin was like, oh, we should steal these motorcycles. And I was like, DeAndre, shut your dumb ass up. Yeah, I've been cussing for a long time. So I was like, DeAndre, shut your dumb ass up. And then my aunt heard me. And she was like, Dre, what did you say? Oop, nothing. I was like, DeAndre, I told DeAndre to, get his butt off the motorcycle. That ain't what you said. Yes, it is. I don't know what you heard or what you thought you heard, but that's what I said. And she went and told my daddy what happened. And my dad was like, you don't curse. You too young to be cursing. And I got punished for that. And yeah, granted. But it didn't matter because I grew up cussing like a fucking sailor anyway. So, and then another time, my daddy got this girlfriend and I was reciting a movie. I didn't think nothing wrong of it because I was like, I'm reciting a movie. And so I was reciting Scary Movie 2 when it was in a haunted house and the cat was attacking Cindy and she was like, my pussy's going crazy. I said that to my daddy's girlfriend. I was like, ooh, reciting the movie. She didn't like it at all. But I didn't know she didn't like it. But what she did, she was like, she just told my dad what I said. And my dad was like, you don't talk like that in front of her. My bad. I'm sorry. And I got punished for that too. And I didn't hold nothing against the people who snitched, the adults who snitched on me. Because it was like, okay, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have said it. All right, cool. Whatever. But nobody said nothing else. Like, nothing else was said or done. So I was like, what is wrong with other people correcting your kids? There's been plenty of times where my aunts or my older cousins be like, yeah, you shouldn't have did that. You don't do that. And I'm like, okay, cool. I've never been that type of child that would be like, well, you're not my daddy or you're not my mama, so you can't tell me what to do. Like, no. Even though there are some kids that are like that. But I've never been that type of child. So I didn't feel no way about other adults correcting me, especially when I've been doing something I ain't supposed to be doing. But yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get why adults I don't get why parents get so get in such a tizzy because their child is being corrected by another adult. It don't make any damn sense to me. Because like if your child is doing something wrong and the parent doesn't see it, but another adult sees it, then you have to correct that child. It's like, are you going to tell the teachers the same thing if they tell you, if you go up to a teacher, if you go up to your child's teacher and say your son did this or your daughter did this, are you going to and the teacher says, this is what I told them after this is how I corrected them when they were misbehaving. Are you going to tell the teacher, don't you say nothing to my child? Don't you say nothing. Don't you do that? Like, what the heck? Like, what does that teach a child? What does that teach a child that they see their parent telling another adult, don't say nothing to me? In my opinion, it tells the child, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do now because y'all can't say shit to me. That's what it tells me. That's what I'm seeing. When you call yourself correcting an adult for correcting your child, when your child was the one that was in the wrong. And then that child grows up thinking, can't nobody say nothing to them because their parent said to every fucking body, don't you talk to my child like that, don't you? Of course, it's about approach and all that shit, of course. But if your child's doing something wrong, you don't see it, but somebody else do, and they correct your child, why would you get upset? Especially when your child is in the wrong. Especially when you know your child bad as hell. Your child lie, jump on folks' furniture, doing all this crazy shit, and you won't say nothing. Let me tell you something. If you don't whoop your kids, they're gonna get whooped in school, they're gonna get whooped in the streets, or somebody in jail gonna whoop them. Somebody gonna whoop them. Somebody's gonna correct that child somewhere down the line. So it's best to, get this shit out the way when they're young. Let them know you don't do this around people, you don't act this way, you don't do this, you don't do that. It's called proper fucking etiquette. Flush the fucking toilet, sir. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. And so, what the fuck else happened? Child, especially when the daddy, you don't even see the daddy. Just leave grown folks alone when they're trying to help you raise your damn kids. Because you're not teaching them any better. Anyway, what the fuck was I doing today? So today I did I love to paint. For those who don't know, I love to paint. And so I did one painting today. I'm going to show it to y'all. And I'm going to show y'all the caption of it. Let me see if this is it. Okay. So I did a little painting today. Here it is. And I called it The Church of Broken Dreams. So what I did was I was inspired. Well, this was something that I've been wanting to do, but I haven't done it yet. I didn't have the time to do it, and today was like a perfect fucking day since it's Easter. I was like, oh, let me go ahead and paint this right quick. So I called it the Church of Broken Dreams because a lot has been. Well, I put this in the caption on Facebook. A lot has been taken from me, and my heart has been broken several times. But I still managed to pick up those pieces, move on, carry on, go on by my day. And so I did this today. And, ooh, Jesus. Let me drink some water. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, damn, it ain't even cold no more. Anyway, when I started painting, I saw that several of my friends started painting too. I ain't gonna say that. Even though a jealous person would. I ain't gonna say, oh, y'all gonna start painting when I start painting. Like, no, I ain't gonna be that damn petty. No. But I see a few of my Facebook friends, they started painting. I saw one friend actually sell his artwork or whatever. Then I see the other things that other people can do. And the friends that I've seen painting, they are way more talented than me. Okay? But my thing is all the things that I have painted, all the pieces that I've done have been so personal to me. To where they've been so personal to me. I name all of them. I have one that said, like, this one is called the Church of Broken Dreams. I have another one that's called My 30s. No, it's called My 20s. That's what it's called. It's called My 20s. And I have another one. Oh shit, I done forgot the name. I done forgot the name that I gave another one. This 3-panel or this 3 canvas painting that I did. And I forgot what I was going to name it. But anyway, all my pieces are very personal to me. And so I see other people and they're way more talented than me. And I'm like, congrats to y'all. You know, y'all are doing a really good fucking job. But mine's are way more personal. Especially with the other friend who sells his artwork. I'm not selling mine. Mine will be for sale when I die. When I become rich and famous and the stuff I've done has become more valuable, I will leave it for my family that's under me. And be like, either y'all keep it or y'all sell it. Do something with it. Make some money off of it when I'm dead. But as of now, no, this is staying in my house. I decorate my walls with my paintings. So, oh, there's my grandma right there, if y'all see it. She said, wow, that's awesome. Let me like it. So she won't think I'm ignoring her. Ooh, I was trying to leave a heart. Anywho, ooh, did I do it right? There we go. There it is. Leave a heart. But yeah, I did that. I did this morning. And I'm gonna do another one. It'll probably take me a minute to actually fucking do it. But I'm gonna do that. It was something else I wanted to talk to y'all about. What the fuck else? What have I been doing? So have y'all watched this show called Minx? This show was fucking hilarious to me. So it's this show on HBO Max called Minx, and it's about this magazine that was being produced in the 1970s. It's not a true story, but it's not a true story. But anywho, it's a magazine that has social, political, feminist articles in it, along with male nudity, like full frontal male nudity. So I thought Euphoria had a lot of dicks in the show. Minx took the goddamn cake for me. It was a whole bunch of dicks, small dicks, long dicks, fat dicks, wide dicks, invisible dicks, just so many penises. So many penises was in the show. I was like, this is just, I'm having a dick overload over here. Oh shit, I'm so sorry, y'all. Ooh, but it was a lot going on in the show. But the show is actually good. It's really funny. And I advise y'all to watch it. It was actually nice. It's a good show. It only got 1 season so far. I can't wait for season 2. What else did I do? Let me go to my Facebook, because that's how I know That's how I keep track, just in case I ever black out. In case I ever black out.
But there was a lot going on in the show. But the show was actually good. It's really funny.
Wait a minute. Okay, this is the part I'm starting to get pissed off.
So far, I can't wait for season 2.
This is what I can't stand about fucking Facebook sometimes. I mean, not Facebook, but StreamYard. So I use StreamYard. And it's supposed to show me like my comments and shit, but it's not showing me anything. But then when I go on my page, I can see it. I'm just like, okay. But Elizabeth Mendez. Hey Lizzie. She's currently in I know she's in Mexico. I'm trying to remember the exact fucking place. I want to say Monterrey. She's in Monterrey, Mexico right now. Now, she brought up some shit. I didn't know I didn't know this was going on. So, did y'all know that majority, I want to say like 80%, like most of Mexico has been in this year-long drought? Did y'all know that? Let me see if I can pull up the article. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. But I didn't know this was going on, and so she currently is in Monterrey, Mexico, and she said, I think it was before she got there. Before she got there, that's when they finally got rain. So let me see. Hold on. And I looked it up the other day, and on my phone, so of course the article that I saw ain't on my damn laptop. But this was last year. Let me show y'all. Okay, this might have been the article, but this article was last year. But widespread drought in Mexico. And this is an image May 5th, 2021. And it says Mexico is experiencing one of its most widespread and intense droughts in decades. Nearly 85% of the country is facing drought conditions as of April 15, 2021. Large reservoirs across the country are standing at exceptionally low levels, straining water resources for drinking, farming, and irrigation. The mayor of Mexico City called it the worst drought in 30 years for the city, which is home to about 9 million people. Can you fucking imagine that? 9 million people going through a drought. And you can see the picture where it's like, you can't see shit. Like everything is just all desert. Could you imagine? Let me see, what else they say? Okay, so here's the map that I saw. So all of this right here, child. All of this right here is just dry. And then, you got some green. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, evaporative stress index. So they got water over here. But all of this over here is just dry. And I want to say Monterrey is like somewhere around. Oh, there it is right there. Monterrey, Mexico right there. That's where Elizabeth's at. She was over there, child, doing the quinceañera. I was like, all right, girl, go ahead then. She posted some videos and or some photos and videos. I was like, all right, girl, go ahead with your bad self. But girl, I told her, I was like, girl, you should have took some water or something. Put something in some envelope or something. But it was that to me, that whole thing, that just I could not imagine. Because y'all know I drinks water like it's going out of style. I could not imagine going through a drought. It gets hot in Texas, but shit. Who is this? What I say? Hey, what I say? That who are you? And who has a name? What I say? So, but okay. But yeah, that's crazy to me to have a whole fucking country to go through a drought. Like in the United States, we don't have shit like that. Maybe the West Coast, most likely. The West Coast will have their drought and have their fires. But for the majority of the country, we be all right. But I could not do that. I couldn't. Talking about some preserving water, my ass. We're going to have to distill some pee or something. We're going to have to do something because this is just, it's getting ridiculous. Let me see. What the fuck else did I do? What else been going on? Yeah, give me a second. Because like I said, LaPri ain't here. So I'm just doing some solo dolo shit. So I didn't have nothing like planned to say or anything. Let me go through my Facebook and see what the hell. Oh shit, I ain't been posting not a damn thing. Shout out to Love Cafe on Facebook and on YouTube, hosted by Cassandra Stevens. I fucking love her. She is so awesome. She's so cool. I have went to her. She was the one that kind of inspired. Okay, she didn't inspire me to have my own show. It was something I always wanted to do and something that I had been doing on Anchor and on YouTube. But Cassandra, she had a show on Fishbowl where, you know, she'll play old school music. They'll talk about a little bit of stuff, but it was mostly like a music channel or a music show. And I went on there and did an interview with her. She interviewed me and we just sat and just, you know, chatted it up. We talked a little bit about politics. She's so mad at me because I don't vote. Because I'm just like, fuck voting. The shit don't matter. Shit don't make any sense to me. The shit is stupid. It's retarded. But she respected my opinion. She respected my opinion. And, you know, let me be me and I let her be her. And so the other day she took a decent break and now she's back and she's hosting her show from home and I'm so proud of her. So shout out to the Love Cafe where they play the best music on radio. I love the shit they play because I love old school music. I really can't get into this new shit. Every now and then, it's a new song. I'm just like, okay, that was good. But I mostly like old school music. So, shout out to her. Ooh, do, 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 do. Child, this is going to be a boring ass show. I can already feel it. It was something else I wanted to talk about. Let me see. Let me go through. Oh, shit. Let me tell y'all this shit. Oh, bitch. Let me show y'all this shit. I totally forgot about this shit. So, child, let me see if I can pull up a free fucking article about this. So, I hate you. I can't stand you. So Ed Buck, child, and my sister sent me this, and I was just like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. So Ed Buck has finally been sentenced to only 30 fucking years. Ed Buck has been sentenced to 30 fucking years for fatally drugging two men. And I'm just like, what the hell? So for those who don't know, so I'm gonna play this clip because LaPri and I had covered this a while ago. I really do mean a while ago. Let me see if I can find it. We covered this a while ago, and it's this nasty motherfucking ass 68-year-old man that was drugging young black men, especially young and homeless black men. And like drugging them, raping them, killing them. Fuck you, New York Times, with these goddamn ads. So hold on. Let me show y'all this. Because this shit was just... I'm going to play this. And then I'm going to come back. Like Love that you say, I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary. So let me play y'all this shit. Hold on. 2-minute overdose in this apartment. So let me read this Los Angeles. Let's back up just a taste. Right there. I'm gonna share you the story and and she's like, I'm gonna need you to research it and all other stuff. So let's talk about Little Ed book. All right. So let's excited. It's foolishness.
Okay, so my brother said the picture doesn't have any. Oh, he said no picture on the set.
Which reminds me, I think it was my sister who sent me this story originally to fucking begin with. And this was last year. Oh my God. I hate coughing. But let me...
Sound, okay.
What did he say?
There's no picture, only sound. I'm going to let him know that we know.
Okay, yeah, we know that. So, Ed Buck... Okay, before I get into the conspiracy, I'm gonna read y'all what Los Angeles Times had posted, and this is where I got most of my information from. So Ed Buck was convicted in July on drug charges and the charges of 2 black men dying in his room of overdose.
So now, but like that, look, he had jungle fever.
I don't even know about that. And it's so okay. It's a little. It's something else that I wanted to get into, but I'm not savvy enough on it. And it's this thing called race play. This thing about race play. I'm not too savvy on it, but I have heard about it. So race play is when white people fetishize on black people. And so they had this whole fantasy on me as a white person should pay black people back by doing these sexual things.
Pay them back?
In reparation.
Oh, so I'm paying this black person back by giving them sexual favors.
Yeah.
How in the hell is that a sexual favor?
Because you have some white people, or white men especially, they'll go, oh, black people are so smart, they're so intelligent, they've been wronged in our society, so let me pay them back in sexual favors.
First of all, I need my money. That ain't never equated to enough money to make me happy.
But there's some white people
and there's
some black men who don't mind it.
Baby,
because not only black men not only white men will do it, but white couples. Let me tell y'all this. So I also learned something else when it comes to like weird sexual shit. So I listened to Mob Radio. I listened to Milagro Grams on Station Head. And they had a conversation. So she was talking about this guy who did an interview. I don't know who the guy was. Doesn't matter. It's not potent to the story. There was this guy, black dude, who fantasized about having white women. Like he fantasized about slave play, which is some new shit that it really ain't new. Really ain't new to me. So let me explain this and let me just, give me a second while I gather my fucking thoughts. So slave play is when a black guy pretends to be a slave and he's all sweaty and shit, and then he comes in to his white woman that he's fucking. He comes to the white woman that he's fucking and talks about how Massa beat him. And I can't even get through this with a straight goddamn face. So it's when the black guy comes in all sweaty and shit, torn fucking clothes, and comes into the white hole he fucking and explains how Massa beat him and yada yada yada, and she calls him a nigga and be like, oh, don't run away and whatever, and then they lay down and they fuck each other. They fuck each other's brains out. Let me tell y'all something. This is just some of the goofiest, I'm not even going to say weird, but just the goofiest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. So I learned about that today. I mean, yeah, it was today when I was listening to the fucking show. But I remember being exposed to slave play when I was watching Shameless. Have you ever watched that show, Shameless? So on Shameless, there's this interracial couple. It's this black woman and this white dude, where they had an OnlyFans before OnlyFans was a real fucking thing. And the woman will beat the dude, the black woman will beat the white dude. The white dude will be the slave owner. And the black girl will be the slave, and she will beat him. Like, this is what you get, for enslaving me type of shit, and they, then they fuck each other's brains out. This is some of the goofiest shit I've ever heard. I thought, BDSM has always, everybody always knew about BDSM, but the slave play type of shit, this is just something that's just so new to me. I can't get with it, but it's funny. It is so fucking funny. And so this Ed Buck character was also into that shit too, where he'll dress black people up like slaves and take pictures of them and shit. But let's finish with the clip.
I've never
with black bucks.
Okay, so I've heard of black bucks. I've heard of bucks. They call black men like big, huge black men back in the day, and they would make them have sex with people from money. I heard of that. Them slave camps. But why they doing it now? But that's the point I didn't really want to get into. Okay, because I'm just confused. Why do they think that sex is paying them back? Like paying them back? Oh, you mean paying them back in a negative way?
I ain't got no money, so let me pay you back in this.
I need my money. I don't want that. I can go buy one of those. Like, why would I? Okay, so I'm confused.
Right.
That's like over my head, y'all. I'm sorry.
Okay, that Derek, Ace, Big Ace Johnson said, "Love y'all." Thank you, Big Ace. We love you too. We love you too. Thank you for watching. Make sure you share it. Make sure you leave a decent comment what you did, and so let's get. Oh, child! It took us fucking forever to get into that goddamn story, but I'm done playing this. Fuck it. I'll just tell y'all what happened. So let me go back to this article. So Ed Buck had these two. He's been doing this or whatever, but oh my gosh. So there was these two black men that was in his apartment or his house, whatever, doesn't fucking matter, and he would give them drugs. Some more than likely these were like meth heads or whatever, which you got to be careful for them people. And so he would give them drugs, photograph them in slave clothes and shit. And then they end up overdosing on the drugs that he gave them. And they ended up finding, people was like, the family was like, this, our people are missing. What the fuck is going on? Then, they end up finding him and end up finding the two people or the two men that died in his apartment. Oh shit, there it is right there. Bitch. Yeah, I was right. Well, fucking drugging them with methamphetamine. With meth. These meth heads. Girl, you gotta be careful. Let me tell y'all something. I remember when I was on Grindr, and there will be people. It's also some shit I've seen on Pornhub too. So I remember being on Grindr, and then there would be people on, there were people that would have their profiles, and in their names and in their descriptions about them, they would put ice cream emojis on it. They'll put ice cream emojis in their name and then their bio, whatever. I did not know this I had to look it up in the Urban fucking Dictionary. I did not know ice cream meant crystal meth. Or it was something like that. And so what that meant was these people who had these ice cream emojis or whatever, and I've had people DM me with ice cream emojis, and I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck that means, but now, whatever you into, no, I ain't doing that. And then once I found out, I just started blocking people and reporting people. And I think it had got so bad to where Grindr will, like if like the administrators or whatever, the people who were watching the website, if they saw that you had ice cream emojis on your profile, they will automatically just delete your shit. So there will be people that be like, come over and get high and let's fuck. And I'm just like, this is just so fucking, it's just, now that is weird. That is weird to me. But, to each his own. But I'm pretty sure this is, it's the same situation. That was, a little brief history into my life. But anyway, so he was found guilty, but it took them fucking forever to actually sentence him. And they only sentenced him 30 damn years for killing 2 people. And whenever I look at sentencing of people who do violent crimes, it always takes me back to when my dad was in prison or when my dad got sentenced. My dad was a huge fucking drug dealer. And all he had was drugs, and it was nothing violent. He ain't shot nobody, as far as I know. He ain't killed nobody or whatever, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure he ain't done that. I'm pretty sure some shit that he just ain't gonna tell me that he has done. But my dad was a non-violent drug offender or whatever, because he was a drug dealer. And he got 75 years. Thank goodness he only did like 13, 14 of those years. But the fact that he was sentenced way more than this fucking douchebag, that he only got 30 years. And he's 67. And so I remember I was talking this with my sister. She was like, girl, probably because he old. And that's probably why they only sentenced him. I'm like, he was strong enough and he was okay to murder fucking 2 people. He need to be all right to do fucking life. He needs to be under the fucking jail. I ain't gonna never say death penalty because I really don't, I'm really not up for that. But he needs more than fucking 30 years. And I swear to God, if next year they tell me something, they released him because he was sick and shit, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my shit. But it was just weird. They only gave him 30 years for murdering 2 people. And of course, we all know because it was black, and some of them, I'm pretty sure both of them were prostitutes. Allegedly, probably. Being a prostitute or a sexual deviant, whatever, and a drug addict and black, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Jazz, calm down. Jazz, get out the window. Your nosy ass. But yeah, I'm pretty sure because it was black drug addicts, they probably saw them as prostitutes, drug and sex deviants and all this other shit. They really didn't give a fuck, but they had to do something because, they were found in his fucking apartment. It's just, child, it's the times we living in. It is the times we living in. What the fuck else been happening? So I just found out my sister Shanina is in the chat. I'm gonna see if I can bring her up on the chat. I'm gonna see. Because I've seen other people do it. And so I'm finna see if I can. How do I manage guests? Let me see. Oh, okay. Let's see if this works. No, she didn't decline me, Chad. Hello? 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 Can you hear me? It says you're on mute. Okay, I can barely hear you. Let me make sure my shit turned up. Can you hear me? Are you on your Bluetooth? I can barely hear you. Maybe because I'm on my laptop. That's probably why. Okay. Let's see. New requests. Okay. Are you there? Hello? What the hell? So we doing an experiment because I've never had a guest on Station Head yet. Can you hear me? Where you at? Child, maybe her internet is down. Dead. Yeah, we're gonna try a little bit later. Let me see what else I can get into before I get up out of here. And nothing else. I wish LaPree would have came in today because okay, this is what we was going to talk about when LaPree was supposed to be here, and what we was going to talk about was Kevin Samuels and his idea on dating single mothers. You there? What I say? She keeps dropping down. She'll come up and then drop down. Can you hear me? Girl, I can't hear you. Okay, hold on. Let me hold on. I'm gonna play some music and then I'm gonna find my fucking headphones to see if that's it. So I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna take you down and then I'm gonna play some music and then try to find my headphones and see if that'll work. So just give me a few minutes. Or give me a couple of seconds. So, but yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye to fucking Facebook. And then just, end it right here and then go on Station Head and see what the fuck. And try to figure out how to bring people up. And I can't play music on Facebook because Facebook is a whole cunt. So, so thank you, Facebook, for joining me on today's show. I will see y'all. Hopefully, LaPree will be here next week, and we'll get into some more shit. So I will see y'all later.